Hello everyone! In this video I'm gonna talk about my handheld rig, and it looks like I've made a mistake in my previous video of placing video transmitter and follow focus this way. Or not. Let me explain. As you can see, it has changed again, and the question is why? Everything began from the idea to install this video transmitter to my handheld rig, and when I couldn't think of a better way to attach it, I even had to remove this mount for my made box because it wasn't possible to install this mount and 15mm rail on the other side at the same spot.
Plus, it's impossible to place it on the right side because the attachment points don't match. In this way, the made box was attached only on the outside ring of the lens.
The next issue was found during my project. As you may know, I wanted to use two follow focus to smoothly change aperture during filming, and I want to say you, this is a great feature to have.
For example, when I was shooting a recap video for a music band, the light on the stage was much brighter than the light on the dance floor, which is why I constantly had to change the aperture values to get a more correctly exposed image. But due to the placement of video transmitter, I couldn't see values of my aperture at all. If you're using fixed aperture lenses, you shouldn't have this problem. Plus, I didn't quite like the location of motors on the right side, as it was difficult to pick up the camera and work with it.
The last reason was a counterweight for balancing my camera on a gimbal. Blackmagic isn't the best camera to mount on a gimbal because of its size. Counterweight doing this job even harder. That's why I decided to place everything back, and now I have an idea how to place my video transmitter on the right side of the camera.
To do this, I need to make a custom mount, and I will try to leave the links to all components in the description. To install video transmitter, I will need 15mm bottom single rod holder, one 2-inch 50mm rail, and regular 15mm bottom single rod holder. I also replaced the original bolt to the simplest one. Then I can add 15mm rail to our 15mm mount and tighten it. I attach the usual mount to our video transmitter. The angle of attachment will affect on the distance from the surface to the transmitter. I chose one so that the transmitter doesn't touch the surface and also doesn't touch the plate of gimbal during balancing. Now let's install bottom mount. It isn't convenient to work with multi-tool in this area, so I use a regular hexagon. And now you can see the result.
Good news, that I can easily fit my NPF 570 battery to power video transmitter. This is important when using this rig from handheld. I also placed video transmitter in this way so it doesn't interfere with me picking up camera, and it has enough space before made box. The process of mounting the motors is so simple.
Attach our 15mm rod holder on the side of the cage. Then pick up a 15mm rail of the length you need for your lens. I use a 3 pieces 15mm tube because I have a few lenses with different length, so I want to be sure that I can place all of them.
Small remark. I had to saw off a small piece of my DIY mount for DJI RS2 motor, because otherwise I couldn't install the power for my Nucleus Nano.
Even now, you can see that the Nucleus Nano motor is slightly offset from the center of focus ring. This is due to the fact that I could not find a more compact power cable, but this whole system worked without any problems. With such motor placement, I can finally use this support mount for made box. It will also keep the lens in more static position along with our support mount under the lens. In this way, we can remove the extra load from the bayonet of our camera. In the end, it remains only to place all wires. For video signal, I've used this short thin HDMI cable that I span through under the camera when I attached to our short 15mm rail, and the end of it I placed under the cage all the way to our HDMI connector. It's easy to disconnect and connect it if I need to connect another HDMI cable. I decided not to use the 90 degrees HDMI adapter from Tilta because I don't want the cable goes beyond the cage. For powering the Nucleus Nano motor, I use the same short power cable, which goes directly to side handle, and still the same short cable to power camera.
As for the power supply of the camera from this side handle, it's worth to say a few negative points. Firstly, after repair this handle doesn't work properly, and sometimes it cannot turn on. Secondly, the battery life from this NPF 570 battery is a little over 30 minutes.
And maybe it's because I'm using no branded battery on 3200 mAh. It might be worth in trying to use the new branded batteries from Blackmagic on 3500 mAh.
If you have tried already these batteries in your work, please let me know about it in the comments. For some reason it seems to me that my battery don't give out declared power, because sometimes we can stop working or get pretty hot.
Despite the fact that my side handle doesn't work properly, I still consider that it's a very good solution for powering this camera, if you want to film from handheld. As I said, you can try using branded Blackmagic batteries or turn your attention to another handle that uses a larger battery, for example NPF 970.
Well, that's all for today. Let me know what you think in the comments and see you in the next video. Bye!